You're witnessing the triumphant return of Dino Alberto, local motorsport journalist here to SSPTV News. Always a pleasure to have you in the studio here, running around doing a ton with local racing and national racing for that matter. So thank you for slowing down for a few moments, Dino. The local season underway. I have in parentheses in my notes here, Dino's season preview. So you're already down in Mahoning Valley. What are you looking forward to this season? How are things going?
When you speak about locally, this season, for the first time in 20 years, Mahoning Valley Speedway and Evergreen Raceway are kind of working together in a collaboration doing enduro races. They're doing a series of enduro races once per month at each track, and we think it's going to be a pretty cool thing. Where one weekend they'll be at Evergreen, where they just ran recently, and then in April they'll be at Mahoning Valley, and then vice versa. There'll be a purse that's put up. They're going to be paying per race, and I think it's pretty good. There seems to be a lot of enthusiasm from that. It's a low-budget type of style of racing, but it's a lot of fun, and I look forward to it, and already we've had some great feedback from it.
Another interesting local story you were telling me about, and we actually talked about her previously here on Keeping Track with Dino Alberto. MMI student Emily Ryan, she was in Florida and did race driving school. What is this all about? What is race driving school? I mean, just tell me all about it.
Spring break.
Spring break.
So some of these kids, some go to the beach, some go here, some go there. Emily, who, if I'm not mistaken, is just 14 years old, went with her parents, Sam and Susan Ryan, and they went to a race driving school down in Florida. Their parents are both very successful race car drivers in formula type cars, and they're getting her acclimated to that kind of racing. She has raced go-karts for years. As a matter of fact, Ken, you may recall a few years back when we had our mall show at the Laurel Mall, you had a chance to interview her. You were one of the first people to ever do an interview with her, and she has since been working alongside her parents. Last year, she actually worked as the crew chief. They both run in the Formula V series, which kind of goes back and forth between the northeastern states here and into Canada, and she's on the radio with them on the sideline. So it's a pretty cool deal. She is a good driver herself, and all these kids these days, they're getting taught. There's schools out there that teach you the right and wrong ways to do things. So I think it's a pretty exciting deal. We're going to be looking forward to doing some stories with her this year.
And now, Dino, you'll be voting in the NASCAR Hall of Fame. So for the induction, I mean, that's a huge honor. I mean, that's one of the top honors it has to be in the sport for motorsport journalists.
The way it's set up is you meet throughout the day. They have a hall that everybody gets together at, start off in the morning, and the votes start coming in, and obviously they kind of trickle it down and trickle it down. No different than any other type of organization that does that type of thing. And we get down to the nitty-gritty of who goes in. And we're very lucky, at least I know for us, that Doc Mattioli is one of the recipients this year for a landmark award.
Yeah, this is interesting. I mean, how about that? You're going down there, and Dr. Joseph Mattioli, known as Doc, up for the Landmark Award, co-founder of the Pocono Raceway. Talk about, I mean, when I first saw this, I know it's a big deal, but I was like, let me ask Dino, just how big of a deal is that?
To me, that's very special, and I think it's just so cool that the first year that I'm going down to be able to vote for a guy who gave me one of my first jobs working at Pocono, and he was one of the first people I met up there, and he was pretty scary at first because he ran that place with an iron fist, and to know that now I have an opportunity to almost pay him back in a way, I think that's really special because they do a great job. The Mattioli and the Igdowski family up at Pocono, they have, I think they have stood the test of time as an independent racetrack where most of all these tracks in NASCAR are owned by either NASCAR or ISC or Bruton Smith and his company. So they are one of the few independents left, and they've really done a great job, and I appreciate the fact that I can go down there and maybe do something for him.
Well, Dino, thank you for all the information today. You can keep track with Dino Alberto and his column in the Standard Speaker called Keeping Track. Dino, again, thank you for your time. Your shirt kind of matches all of our colors here, too, so well played, sir. Dino Alberto, local motorsport journalist.